Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a outstanding, incredible guest with me today. Everybody, you've been asking for him, and we've been trying to work our diaries. Obviously, Mr. O is incredibly busy and incredibly talented, but we've finally meshed our diaries together, and I've got him back on the channel as per requested. The emails and comments you guys have been sending me have been driving me crazy. So finally, we've got Mr. O back on screen, back on the channel, and we've got some questions to throw at him. He has got the questions as I sent them yesterday, so that he doesn't just not have any idea what the hell the questions are, because I wasn't sure if Andy would rather wing it or have the questions. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, what do you want to do? And he wanted the questions. So we sent him to him. There is 21 in total. I did remove 3 that were repetitive and didn't need to be repeated. So there is 19 questions, and I will give Andy the chance to add anything else that he wants to discuss as well. I did ask him before we started recording, is there anything he wanted to do off camera, but he was happy to go straight into recording. So I've hit the record, and I'm very, very lucky that he's given up his time to speak to me again today. So I have the pleasure of having Mr. O back on the channel, and he's looking very, very posh.
Posh. Nice to see you, darling. Are you all right?
No, yes, I'm good. I put on a shirt. I've dressed up. I've made
Is that a
myself
new one?
feel. Yeah.
What a surprise.
As if I don't have a new shirt every time, Mr. A. Come on.
You look lovely.
Thank you. I've got 2 new shirts on the way tomorrow. Actually, I've got another floral shirt and a metallic shirt for Saturday. So
Lovely.
I get to dress up. So the first question that everybody has asked me is, tell me the backstory about Andy. So I've got a little bit of a backstory about Andy, and I'll read this out now just so I get it accurate, and I'll ask him. Andy Otley is one of the top Elvis tribute acts in Suffolk. He was the winner of the 2017 King's Crown competition. He was in the European Elvis Contest finalist of 2018. He was the Harbour Lights finalist of 2019. Has been working as a Elvis tribute for over 18 years. He currently has a Facebook group called the Elvis Tribute Andy Otley page group, which has currently 2.2k current active members. So this is a little bit of, at least a little bit of backstory for you guys who don't know who Andy is. He's very, very talented and has gone into many, many competitions, and I'll let him explain for himself.
Well, yeah, you just said it all. Yeah, won the King's Crown, one of Andy Sexton's competitions. I entered the year before and I come runners up, and then I entered it again, then won that one, and then done a couple of more, like you said. Made the finals. Never won anything else after that. Just made finals, which is good.
Yeah. It's an outstanding thing to win something like that, because
yeah, I've done okay in competitions. Then I got a bit disheartened with one of my last competition.
Yeah,
I didn't get through get through the first round, which was we won't. I'm still crazes me now. But so
yeah.
I give up competitions after that because I strongly believe that most of them are rigged, shall we say? But that's just my personal.
Yeah, we've spoken about this before. Yeah, we have the same conscience when it comes to that kind of stuff. I think, unfortunately, it is not great. It puts off other talent that do deserve to go through, like yourself, who do have the attitude, the right attitude, the right.
You're right. If I'm totally honest, I deserve to go through the first round. Whether or not I would have made it through to the next round, I don't know, but definitely the first round anyway. But that's why I give up competitions anyway.
Yeah, Andy does also. For a lot of you who don't know who Andy is, he does care home gigs and other things as well, which he's very passionate about, and that's one of the little inspirational things I want to talk to you guys about, because Andy doesn't really, I don't want to say they're coming across this negatively, but Andy to me doesn't really tell more people about himself. And I think people need to know he does a lot for people with disabilities, people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, hidden disabilities like myself, who don't really get the chance to be spoken to, or don't really get to get friendly with people. And Andy has such a big heart for people with disabilities, and that means the world to me, because a lot of, say, local artists don't really give up their time for people like us. So for Andy to do a lot of that work is inspirational in itself. And I think Andy needs to be commended for that. And I think he knows that, because it's something that is a big passion of mine as well, for disabled people. And obviously, I have a minor background in Alzheimer's, dementia, because my late, God rest her soul, my nan, who I still miss every damn day, cry every day at some point. And Andy was a big, big help, and even came to my nan's funeral. And I tell you what, without Andy being at my nan's funeral, probably wouldn't have even gone myself, to be honest. I was in 2 minds of going at all on that day. So without Andy being there, I probably wouldn't have gone, period. So I want Andy to know that, he is very special. He is very well thought of and respected here on the channel, as well as in my heart with my family. Everyone adores him. Every time I bring him up in discussion, they're like, how is Mr. A? Is he good? Have you met him for lunch? And that's another thing. Me and Andy meet up for lunch regularly. I love it. We banter, we laugh, we have a joke, we relax. And it kind of gives me a way of switching off, which is nice, because I can forget about everything that's trapped in my stupid head and be able to relax for a few hours. And I think Andy probably feels the same on that aspect, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, bless you. Thanks for the kind words as well.
You're welcome. You deserve them. You give up a lot of your time for me, and there's, like I said, a lot of people don't really understand. Like, this is what leads on to our next question. Actually, people have said, "Does Andy mind talking about how he met you and what's the story?"
We met at one of my gigs, didn't we? One of where was it again? The
Stowmarket Midlands.
Midlands. That's it, in
Yeah.
Stowmarket. Yeah. Which was over
9.5 years ago.
Yeah, roughly about 10 years, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, nearly 10 years this month, actually.
That's right. That's when I could still get into jumpsuits.
You can still get into jumpsuits. You only wore one this year. Come on. You still do wear them. The story behind me and Andy meeting is quite a sad but positive story. So I met Andy at one of my most darkest hours, one of my most darkest times in my life. My Aunt June had been diagnosed with terminal cancer, and she was very, very poorly. She'd had, first of all, it was breast cancer, then it spread to her pancreas, her liver, then it went to her stomach, then it went to her brain, and that was what actually did it. The final passing away was her brain cancer, and she'd been ill for about, on and off, 12 years. She'd battled it. She'd survived it 4 times, and then the 5th time it was just, yeah. And that, she was a big Elvis fan, big Elvis fan. And at this point, I didn't know that my aunt had known Andy for quite some time, had been going to gigs, and I didn't realize how big her obsession was with Elvis until I got to actually go into her spare bedroom and see this shrine of God knows different stuff of Elvis stuff. And she was like, "Oh, you've got to meet Andy Otley. You've got to come to my final celebration of life party." And I'm like, "Okay." And she was like, you've got to listen to some Elvis music. You haven't grown up until you listen to Elvis music." I was like, "Well, I kind of have, because I've been raised on Elvis music. My nan is a big was an Elvis nut. My mum's an Elvis nut. My mum's husband is an Elvis nut." I'm like, "I know what Elvis music is. I've heard of him. I know what he's about." Yeah, no, that all changed when I met Andy, and I got a complete new perspective on the whole gospel side of him, the soul side of him, and Andy as a person. Not just because a lot of people like to put Andy as just the Elvis character, and there's so much more to Andy than the Elvis character. Andy is 2 separate people. There is the dad, the family man, the friend, the brother, the son. Then you got the entertainer side of him, and there's 2 different sides, and people need to understand that and respect that there is that boundary of what the business is to what the person is. So I get to see 2 different sides of Andy, which is nice, because you get to switch off and spend time with Andy. He's not just all Elvis. So that's the definition I want to separate on that front of things, because a lot of people don't, and I'm sure Andy will explain that for himself as well. I'm sure there's things he agrees with or not.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Yeah, you got the Elvis thing, which is great, but you do have a personal life as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I've said to people, with the questions, I'm like, please, you know, I've respected personal boundaries. I'm like, look, keep the questions very. So I did an actual live stream 2 days ago just to make people aware. I was like, if there's any last minute questions, and I was very sharp and boom down the middle with that. So yeah, the next question that was asked about us was, how did Andy get into the Elvis work? What made him decide to go into the Elvis circuit?
I used to play a lot of local football. I'm going back over 20, 30 years. And that was the start of the karaoke when the weekend, you know. So we used to go to karaoke's, and I grew up listening to Elvis music. My mum was a massive Elvis, or mum's family was a massive Elvis fans. So I always used to sing two songs: "The Wonder of You" and "Suspicious Minds." Never sang anything else. And then one day, some friends of ours started running the Claydon Greyhound.
Yeah.
Said, "Would you do an Elvis night?" I said, "I've got no gear or nothing. I've got no costumes, no tracks, no PA system, nothing." My cousin Stevie Mayo had all the gear, all the tracks, all the PA, so he helped me out. We done a gig there. That went very well. After that, I'd done a wedding where I thought I had to look a little bit more like Elvis because I'd shaven hair then.
Oh wow, okay.
So I bought a wig. So,
I can't imagine you wearing a wig. It doesn't seem
I looked
right.
dreadful. So I'd done the gig at this wedding, and then after that, my first pub gig, shall we say, was at the Swan in Needham.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, Richard, God bless him, he's passed away now. Richard and I think so used to run the Swan in Needham. Done a gig there, and I haven't looked back since. So gradually, I was still working full time, and then Elvis Saturday or Sunday, whatever, and then that carried on for years. And then in the end, I had to make a decision to give up Elvis or give up my work, my 50-hour week job. So me and Nikki made the decision to go for it, you know, try and make a living being an Elvis. And that was in just before COVID. So when was COVID? 2019?
2019,
roughly.
Yeah.
So I left my job there and I had a really busy year. And then COVID hit and everyone lost everything. I lost everything. So that weren't a good start for being self-employed. We managed to survive and built it back up again, and I haven't looked back since. So, you know, but I'm not sure how long it's going to last now. I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I might change into something else. I might do some country or something. I've been saying that for years, but
yeah, I know. Me and you've discussed this before.
I've been telling everybody that don't get me wrong. I love doing the Elvis thing, but I've been doing it so long around the same areas, and people are getting bored of it or whatever. But
I wouldn't say we're getting bored. I think for you, it's just a change of maybe getting more into the country set of stuff. I know you've discussed that with me off camera before. You've said about wanting to do more of the country set of stuff and making a country album. I think that's where your heart is, and that's where you're wanting to go. I think you should try that. I think that's something that not a lot of artists touch, especially with regards to the Elvis kind of genre or even the country genre. A lot of people tend to avoid it because they think, oh, country's boring. They don't really want to try and do it, so they avoid it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. People do say country's boring, but there's some absolute brilliant country songs. You know, you can.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, you can have a great night on country music, but we'll see. That's in the future. I'm not sure. I haven't decided what to do yet.
Yeah, I know we did. I know you said about doing a country album before to me, so I think that's something that obviously that's on your heart
We're
to
not
do.
getting any younger, are we?
No, well,
how long you can get away with doing the Elvis thing? I've still got my own hair.
I know you have. You've got a very good set of hair, Mr.
And
A.
I won't wear a wig, so once that go, I'll probably finish.
You don't need to do that. You could just have a shaved head, or like I say, maybe wear a bit of a wig. We'll see how that goes. Yeah,
but I'm still enjoying it now. I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah, of course you are. Like, this is the thing. Like, you know, a lot of people don't really know much about you. You know, you are a very talented spectre of person. You know, you've got a lot of work under your belt. You know, I met you in September 2016. I met you. That's so you know you've been doing this for quite a while, and a lot of people see how talented you are. Like when I put
No,
your
I've been
pictures
very
up,
lucky. I've been very lucky. Very
you are
lucky.
very lucky. You know,
Very lucky.
you've got a lot of achievements on your belt. You should be proud of yourself. You know. Number two question was my friend Wes asked this. He said, "How do you choose your costumes? Which ones are your favourite?"
Good question. I like that question. If I could, well, I can't show you it, but I've got. I used to love wearing the jumpsuits when I was younger, and I've still got about eight or nine. But I don't feel comfortable in them at the moment. So what I love at the moment, so to answer your question, how I choose it is what I'm comfortable in performing.
Yeah.
So if I'm comfortable in a black shirt or pink shirt and a nice Elvis jacket and black trousers and black white shoes, I'm very comfortable in that, and I enjoy wearing that. And then the second half, I'll probably wear a lovely Elvis shirt. Um,
Yes, like your floral
you
one
know,
that you wear. Yeah.
can't show you. There's one sort of like a nice puffy shirt with the nice glasses, sort of like an Elvis '70s rehearsal look.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's which is quite popular amongst the ETAs, especially my age anyway, because you know you put on a
Yeah.
jumpsuit now, you can. In my opinion, I'm not comfortable in a jumpsuit at the moment. Uh,
Okay. I respect that.
so if I'm not comfortable, I feel I can't perform because I'm worried about what I'm looking at or what people are thinking. So if
I
I'm
know.
comfortable,
Again, this comes down to self-perception, though, doesn't it? It comes down to people's opinions, like you told
yeah,
me
but
before,
that's
is
just how it
irrelevant.
works.
There, let's just think about it, like you said to me before. People's opinions are like trolls. It's irrelevant. It's a
I
case
know,
of
but I still think about it.
I know we do. We take it to heart. Me and you are very similar like that. We've discussed this before. You know, we both, I guess, have to mask a little bit. We both have to put up that barrier of going, no, because it's a case of we have to protect ourselves and our reputation because we're both public eye people.
So that's how I choose my costumes. Yeah, what if I'm comfortable? So I wear the jackets now. I love wearing the jackets, and then the nice shirts in the second half. So that's what I wear, and that's how I choose.
Yeah, and then my friend
But good
Ali asked
question.
this.
That's a good question.
My friend Ali asked this question. She says, um, "Where do you get your costumes from, and what's the inspiration?"
I get my shirts from a bloke called Monsoon Mike on Facebook. He's got a company that makes them. Very,
Oh,
very good quality. Uh, I've never had a problem with any of them, so very good. Yeah, so I get the shirts from there. And my inspiration is just what the shirts what Elvis used to wear. So that's the inspiration. So if he looks good, I think that I'll look good in it. So that's where I am.
yeah, awesome. And then the next question is, what are your favorite Elvis shoes, and where do you get them from?
Elvis shoes.
Yeah.
My favorite Elvis shoes are. I've got two at the minute. Um, in the first set, I wear these beautiful black and white loafers that Elvis used to wear, and
Yes, I love them.
they're so comfortable. So they're my favorite. And my second favorite are I've started wearing these pink shoes to go with the pink jacket.
Yes, I love the pink shoes. I have a
So,
pair of pink Elvis shoes myself.
so they're the shoes.
Awesome. Hell yeah. So the next question is, what time period, this is by my friend Wes again. He says, Andy, what time period of Elvis is your favorite? And what period of time of Elvis is your least favorite and why?
Oh, very good question. Some good questions here, Jem. Right. So my favorite period of Elvis music, I would have to say, is the 70s.
Okay.
Um, I love the 70s songs. Um, and my least favorite will have to be. It's a good question. I don't think I've got a least favorite, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'll say, oh, it's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I don't think I've got a least favorite. Because when I gig, I try and sing the early stuff, 56 onwards,
Yeah.
68 to 70. So I sort of cover everything. But I
Yeah,
can
you
I
covered
can
the
say
whole
I can
genre.
say that what I least like singing,
Yeah.
me,
Okay.
is things like Jailhouse Rock, them
Okay.
sort of songs, because I haven't got the voice for it to sound how it should be sung.
Okay.
So
I'm
that's
going to
what I would,
disagree with you there, but okay.
yeah, but that's what I would say. Yeah, so I stay away from them sort of songs.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But my favourite era is the 70s at the minute. Yeah, it
Yeah, yeah.
changes to be fair, but the 70s at the minute.
Yeah, my friend Wiz is from America, and obviously they have a lot of ETAs over there, and he's like,
Ah, he must know loads.
yeah, he had quite a lot of questions for you actually. Quite a lot of the middle questions are from him and a few other
No worries.
people.
Yeah, bring it on.
Um, the next question is, what is your favorite kind of venue to perform in? Is it a pub, a social club, or where do you choose to perform and why?
Uh, I don't choose. I get booked into venues. My favourite venues to perform in is any venue where the crowd are up for it from the start. You know,
Yeah,
they really want to have fun and join in and dance and that. So that could be any venue. It could be a small pub venue. It could be a large social club. I've been in large social clubs, and the atmosphere has been not so good, and it's been hard work trying to get the crowd going. Or I've been at a really small pub, and the atmosphere is bang straight away, and everyone's having a good
yeah.
time. But it all depends on the people and how you
Yeah, how
interact.
you interact with them, yeah, and
Yeah,
once they're up for it, like you say, they're partying, they're singing, they're dancing, it gets you more motivated to
you start
perform.
the first couple of songs and people are dancing straight away. That makes you feel better, and
Yeah, because it
in
makes you feel
my
heightened,
opinion,
doesn't it?
you perform you perform an extra 10%.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've seen you, there's sometimes where, you'll be performing and people tend not to get up straight away, or it takes them a few songs to get into it, and I'm like, "Ugh." And then as soon as, like, you see one person get up and two people get up, and it's like, that
Yeah,
makes you feel better. At least then you've got that interaction, haven't you? So
but I've learned lately. Last a few gigs that I've done recently. I've learned that don't worry about people getting up and dancing,
no,
because when I've finished, people have come up to me and said, "Oh, we've really enjoyed sitting and listening to your show." So I've got to learn that a little bit. So it's not always, you're not putting on a bad show if people are not dancing.
no, no, yeah, not at
If
all.
that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Some people don't have the confidence to get up and dance, do
Yeah,
they? Sometimes it can be a confidence issue, or they're on their own, or they don't feel that they can get up, or they feel people are staring at them. Like, I think the first few times when I saw you, I was so self-conscious about dancing, and my dad kicked my
and you're
bum so
dancing all the time now.
yeah, I know I do. See, this is where I'm about to
Can't get you off
expand on
the
it,
floor.
because yeah, my dad kicked my bum so bad about it. He's like, "Gemma," he goes, "for God's sake," he goes, "we're at a gig." He goes, "There's music, you got other people dancing, just sod everyone else, get up and dance." I was like, "Mm." And then, like, now you're quite subtle about it, and like you'll go, "Gem," or you'll say something to me. I'm like, "Okay, that's my cue to get my off my bum." Okay. So literally, like, I get up now and I'm just like, I just get up and dance and dance. And like, when I saw you obviously on Saturday from the Rosary, like, I got home and literally I was just like, wow, I've had such a great night. And I literally crashed out here on my sofa. And then the next day I'm like, ow, I ached like hell, but that was so worth it.
Glad about that. That's good.
Yeah, I love dancing. You motivate me because it's a way of interacting with the music and let myself switch off and forgetting, about the autism for a while, and forgetting the mental stress in my head and the anxiety in my head. As you know, I suffer with anxiety quite chronically. So it was nice for me just to go. So it's, yeah, like last night, I was a bit of a mess, guys. Just to let you know, FYI, partly my fault about yesterday, mostly my fault because I was at my volunteer work until I left Needham at 3 o'clock. It took me till 5:45 to get home, and it was just And then with Annie not being well, I was messaging Andy going, I'm trying to get home, and it was just gridlock, not moving. The trains were delayed. I'm like, oh, so my fault. Will hold my hands up. I'm guilty on that.
We're here now.
So
We're here now.
yeah. So the
Right.
next
Next one,
question.
Gil. What's the next one?
The next question is, What is your favourite song to perform as Elvis? And what's the worst song that you perform?
What's my favourite song
Yeah.
to perform?
Yeah.
Good question. I get asked this all the time, and as you know, when I sing this song, I always say this is my favourite Elvis song. But
Yes.
it does change. It does change sort of every now and again. But "Let It Be Me" is one of my favourite songs. I absolutely
Oh,
love
I love that. Yeah.
it. But I'm in love with this song at the moment. I haven't sang it yet at a gig. It's called "A Whistling Tune,"
Oh,
and
okay.
it's from a film called Kid Galahad,
Okay.
when Elvis was a boxer. Now, the
Oh,
reason I hadn't heard it, I probably heard this song years and years ago,
yeah.
but I was at my uncle's funeral last week, and when his coffin
Oh,
come
no,
in,
I'm sorry.
you're right, where you going?
No, I'm just saying I'm sorry to you about your uncle.
Yeah,
I didn't
I was just
know.
screaming. So yeah, so when my uncle's coffin was coming in, because my that side of my family's massive Elvis fans, and this song started playing, and I was going, and that was really emotional. Um, it was just because he used to whistle all the time, my uncle Don. So if
Yeah.
you knew there was a whistle, that was Don coming down the road or whatever. But and they played this song, and that was just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm now learning that. So that's not a fast song. That's one that you just sit and listen to. So at the minute, it's called "A Whistling Tune." So watch this space.
Sneak peek.
I'll
Ah.
tell you. I'll tell you what I'll do. Hopefully you can hear it. Right. I'll put it on my Amazon. No, what they call Alexa, and then just
Yeah.
see if you can hear it just a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Alexa, play "A Whistling Tune" by Elvis Presley.
Here's a whistling tune by Elvis Presley on Amazon Music.
Alexa, full volume. Can you hear it?
Yes.
I won't let it play all, but just you'll get just.
Did you ever notice when the sun
Oh
goes
wow,
down?
this is amazing.
It's so emotional when you.
Out of nowhere comes a strange and pretty sound.
Do you like it?
I love it. I can't wait for you to sing it. Oh, maybe Saturday, Andy.
Watch your space.
It's a whistling tune for walking.
Oh, I'm excited now. I can't wait. We've got a sneak
Alexa off.
peek, guys.
Anyway, so at the moment that is my favourite song, but to sing is always going to be "Let It Be Me." It's a lovely song. Yeah. So at the minute, good question. Thank you. That's a good question.
Welcome. And the next song is next song question. Got music on my brain now. Tell us about your personal hobbies or interests. What are you passionate about away from Elvis?
Sleeping.
Why did I not think about that?
You think I'm joking, don't you?
No, I don't. No, not at all. Andy.
Ask
I
Nikki. Yes. No, I'm only joking. I I love I love I love when I get time. I like fishing. Believe it or not,
Yes,
I love
fishing. Yeah.
in the winter months. So in October, I'll start pike fishing now, and I really love that. I love going out with a mate or on my own, just sit there in silence and I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
What other hobbies have I got? I haven't really got any other hobbies, to be honest.
What about golf?
Golf. I tried to start golf and give that up. Drinking. I like that. Is that a hobby?
Yeah, it can be considered a hobby. Yeah.
Water, that is. Anyway, but
Yeah.
fishing is my. I love doing that.
Yeah.
And
Andy's very talented in many hobbies, I'm sure.
so when so a lot of personal stuff going on, but I love seeing the grandchildren and stuff like that. So
Yeah, Andy is a very family man, like I mentioned at the beginning. You know, he's a very devoted family man to his family, to his friends. He's very loyal, supportive, and you know, I can't say more good stuff about him. You know, Andy is a very big-hearted man. He's very empathetic, caring. You know, he has a very big heart for people, and I don't think people see that enough, and that irritates me a little bit because, from my own perspective, I can toot my own horn a little bit that you know he is a major part of my autism campaign and work, my autism story, my autism channel. You know, he understands what it's like to communicate with me. Yes, I'm not the most easiest to communicate with. I can be very stubborn. I can be a pain in the ass. You know, but Andy understands that. He understands my communication. You know, he helps me to be better. He's helped me to outcome my shell, my insecurity. Because when I first met Andy, I was a needy, obsessive, compulsive, demanding brat. And I can say that because I was very insecure and lacked any self-confidence or self-esteem whatsoever because of my previous hurt. People stabbed me in the back, but that's another
You're
story.
doing well. You're doing well, darling. You're doing well.
But now I've overcome a lot of that because of Andy. You know, he's, you know, given me time and love and empathy and support and compassion. And that means a lot to me because being autistic is fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's a
Did you just
constant.
swear, Gemma?
Yes, I did. It's a struggle, and sometimes there's days where I absolutely hate it. There's days where I just wish my brain would shut the hell up and let me breathe, but unfortunately it doesn't. So there we go. I have to learn to deal with what is, I guess.
You're doing well, darling. You're doing well. What's the next one, Dom?
The next question is, what do you see yourself doing in 10 years' time, and what is your time goal?
Oh, this is good question. Who sent this question in?
This was me.
Oh, you, right. In
Yeah.
10 years' time. Wow. Hopefully still singing.
Of course.
And hopefully happy.
Of course.
Yeah, so hopefully that. Yeah, them three things. Yeah, hopefully.
Well, I think another thing you need to add on to that bow of the 10-year goal is
And alive.
being alive and helping people with disabilities that you already do in a more in-depth way, because a lot of people don't know that you do a lot of hidden work with people with disabilities in group homes, in the care homes, in public. With me, for example, you know, there is a lot that people don't know about you with that, and a lot of people wouldn't know that an ETA like yourself would go out there and give it the extra mile. And
I've got a lovely care home today to go to, yeah.
yeah, so you know that's a lot of things that you do. And the next question is, this is from my friend Wiz again. He says, Andy, this is a really controversial question. I'm going to apologise, but he says, Andy, are all Elvis impersonators friendly and support towards each other, or are you in total competition and against each other?
Very good question. And I'm going to be brutally honest that this is only my experience.
Yeah.
From what I've heard and seen. Yes, we're all in competition because it is a competition. Yes, I've got some friends, and yes, there are cliques and certain groups that are not very nice on the Elvis scene. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Yep.
A majority are nice, but there are certain people
that you would avoid with a passion.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I get that.
But good question. Good question.
This is from my friend Wes and Ali. Again, they've said, Andy, what is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you during a live performance? And has there been any time that you've been unable to control a crowd?
I've been very lucky, as in I've had no major fights or anything like that at my gigs. I've been very lucky. Had a few bits and pieces, but nothing serious. The craziest thing that's happened to my gig, craziest. I can't think really because I'll come back to that. Okay, I'll keep thinking about that. Crazy. I'll have that in my head.
The next question is from my friend Denny. She's a UK Elvis fan. She lives in Essex. She says, Andy, have you ever had any Elvis ghostly experiences or encounters?
No, none.
Okay, my friend Bridget is also a UK Elvis fan. The next question, she says, Andy, what is your favourite Elvis film and least Elvis film?
My favourite Elvis film is, there's two, because of how he acts in it and things like that. One is King Creole,
Oh, I love King Creole, yeah.
and the other one is Jailhouse Rock.
Ah, okay, I'm yet to watch that, but yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. He looks good. The soundtracks are amazing, and the story's good as well.
Yeah. This is from my friend Ali and Wes. They say, Andy, do you perform any of these 68 comeback songs in a jumpsuit? And if so, which jumpsuit do you wear?
Any 68 comeback suits do I wear? Okay. I would say yes, I have done, and the song would have been the 68 medley, which is Heartbreak Hotel, Hound Dog, and All Shook Up. Now,
Yes.
Elvis done a sort of concert version of that. So that's
Yes,
why you could get away with that in a jumpsuit. And the jumpsuit I wore for that would have been the Burning Love or the Aloha, the American Eagle suit.
Yes.
And also probably Can't Help Falling in Love, the slower version. But
Yep.
Elvis sung it in the 68 a little bit more gentle and fluid. Also, Blue Suede Shoes, I would sing in a jumpsuit, but the 70s version.
Yeah.
But Elvis done it a 68 version. And there's probably a couple more, but yeah, them songs, yeah.
Awesome. The next question was from my friend Bridget again. She says, when you perform, do you ever feel that Elvis in spirit is there with you?
When I was younger, I used to get a feeling that if I've had a good gig and that, and you get this feeling that you're doing something right, and you think, yeah, you know, you imagine what Elvis went through, and 100 million times better than what you've done, but you do get a little feeling sometimes that you got a little bit of Elvis inside you, yeah.
Awesome. My friend I Love Scotland, aka Troy, says, Andy, what background music do you use and where do you buy it from?
Good question again. Background music I get from Spotify or YouTube.
Okay.
So I pay monthly for Spotify, and YouTube I download it. And I usually get a medley of 50s, 60s rock and roll.
Yeah.
So that's what I usually play at the start and in the breaks, and then at the end I'll put on a couple of dancey songs to people finish off the evening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question.
And then he says another question. He says, Andy, do you find it easy performing to a big crowd or small crowd?
I find it. Did he say find it easier?
Yeah.
I find it easier to sing to a big crowd than a small crowd. Because a small crowd, you can see everybody, and you can see if they're talking, if they're whispering, if they're enjoying it, if they're not. But a big crowd, you can't see everybody. So I find it easy with a big crowd.
Yeah. And then the final question says, if you could have a choice to wear any Elvis outfit, which one would you pick?
What now? Or
yeah.
in my okay, now if I could wear any Elvis outfit and feel comfortable in it, I would wear the Aloha jumpsuit.
Nice.
Elvis wore in the Aloha concert in Hawaii. So I'd wear that in the second half. In the first set, I would wear 68 leathers.
Oh yes, I love the classic leathers suit that you wear. That's amazing. Yeah, these are all the questions that
Which
the guys are.
I need to get a new set of them because my ones are falling apart a little bit because I've had them so long. So that'll be my next big purchase, which will be 68 leathers.
Oh yay! I love you in a leather suit. I'm so excited for that. That's going to be awesome. Also, I want to mention me and Andy, talking of Elvis, actually, me and Andy are actually off to a Elvis show in 2 weeks
2 weeks.
today.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks today, we are going to see the Elvis World Tour show. Woohoo! I'm
We're
super
going,
excited for that.
we're going to see how it's done.
Oh, come on. That's not what I was thinking, Andy. We are going to go and see some fellow tribute artists, and obviously, Andy's the favourite. Like, you know, but it'd be interesting to see how they act, how they come across, and how they perform. Because I've never seen any other ETA, never. So for me, it's going to be a first because I always obviously see Andy. I've never gone to any other ETA concerts or even thought about crossing my mind of going to an ETA concert apart from Andy, because that just would not be good. That would not be a good idea.
I'm the same as you. I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen Chris Connor, who's absolutely fantastic. I've seen a couple abroad. Simon Patrick, absolutely brilliant. Gary J and all that, brilliant. So, but these are, I've never seen any the big ones from America. So you've got Sean Clush,
Yeah,
and a young lad called Moses Snow, which I've seen online, and then Ben Thompson, who's from UK, which I'm friends with on Facebook. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the whole show. Yeah, professionally,
yeah. I'm
all
looking forward to
the
seeing
bands, all the
Clutch
lights, and
things
yeah,
about.
so we're gonna have a good time.
I'm really looking forward to it. You know, it's going to be nice to be outside and relax and be in a social setting. And for people who ask me about social events and stuff, Andy, let me put this straight right now before people get ideas, because I already had a few comments when I posted about it, people getting funny. Me and Andy are friends. Me and Andy are going together. He's been my disability carer because I get a free ticket for him because of my disability. And people are saying that I'm using that as an advantage to get Andy to come with me. That's ridiculous.
No,
That's not
you invited me, and I'm loved and
and
lucky enough to be able to come. So thank you.
yeah, that's the bottom line. I just want to clear that up because I have had a few emails, people going, "You're using that as a disability advantage point." No, I'm not.
No, you're not. So if I would have invited you, what would they have said then?
I'm not going to say what I've had a couple of comments already aiming at me about that. I'm not going to go there because of certain things we've talked about before. I'm not going to discuss it, but let's just
Leave
say,
that there, Jim. Anyway, we're going to have a good time, aren't we?
yes, we are. I'm really excited to what's going to be going on. And guys, I will link Andy's social medias down in the video description box once this gets uploaded, either late today or if not first thing tomorrow morning. I don't know if Andy wants me to edit anything out of this or he's happy just for it to go straight uploaded.
Just go on. That is what it is. There's some very good questions, so thank you very much.
Yeah, you know, I'm really glad that happy that Andy gave up his time to be with us, and on my channel, it means the absolute world to me. I've literally been buzzing for this for days. Like literally, I've been counting down.
We've been trying to do it for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, so we've been planning this behind the scenes for quite some time. People are like, Gemma, come on, like you've got to push it, you've got to push it. And I'm like, guys, for God's sake, leave him alone. Like he's busy, I'm busy. Then Andy's been ill, and then I've been ill with certain things that happened last week, and but yeah, it's lovely to be able to have Andy on the channel. And before I let him go, we do need to schedule a lunch meeting very soon again as well before we go off the air and offline. But I hope everyone's enjoyed this podcast, getting to know Andy a little bit more. And I was very careful with the questions because there was some questions that were very personal. I was like, nah. So there was 5 questions cut because there was questions that were inappropriate and were crossing boundaries. So I was like, nah. But yeah, it's awesome to have you on the channel again, and you're looking very happy, Mr. A. And I know you've got a busy day ahead of you.
I've been on antibiotics, so I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still blocked up a little bit, but I'm better.
Yeah, you look a lot better now. I did say to someone on Saturday, I was like, I'm very concerned about Andy right now. I don't think he should be here. Like, we were very concerned about you, but I shall let you go because I know you've got a busy day ahead. So,
right, can I just say thank you so much, Gemma, for having me on your
you're welcome.
Past, and all the best. Keep up the good work. So everybody support Gem. She's a great lady, and I'll see you all again soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Andy, for giving up your day for me. I appreciate it. I'll let you get on and.
Okay, darling.
Much love. Love you.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.
How do I turn this off, Jim?
Uh,
I've got it done. I've got it. Right, all the best.
okay. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.